All right, okay. And now we'll have Rob introduce our speaker. We hear the rooster crow.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Our speaker tonight is Sean Nelson. He's going to speak to us about RYLA, or Rotary Youth Leadership Awards.
Right.
He's with Crystal Lake Rotary, but Tom Killahan and I met him last Thursday night at the Fox Valley Sunset meeting, and he spoke to us about RYLA and informed us and entertained us. And tonight I see with electronics, maybe be more dazzling, so I hope so, and he may even inspire us. So, warm hand for Sean.
Thanks. You want me to use the microphone?
We can hear you. You have a powerful voice.
Okay, okay. I'll come over here so you can hear me better. They got in the limo and drove to Oprah, and she was on Oprah for what she did. She did this all the time. And she's at my RYLA camp as a junior, and she spoke to seniors. And her message is, if you're waiting until you're out of college or you're a multi-millionaire before you think you can change the world, you're wrong. I did it as a middle school student and high school student. You can do it now. It's very inspiring. And the other speaker is Tom Carroll. Tom is I don't have his picture bio. I do have a new brochure. This is just a draft. I apologize. I didn't have his picture yet. Tom works for Ardell. He's president of HR. And he talks about the different generations of the workforce, between the baby boomer generation X, generation Y, and the current kids, and what they expect and what they want as far as rewards and how they want to be managed. It's very interesting how they're all going to have to get along in the workforce. It's amazing speakers. So that's my speakers. Finding staff, I thought it would be easy. When I was first asked to do this, I was a week new Rotarian. I went to my club. I said, who's going to help me? And I went to 3 other clubs. Who's going to help me? And then I realized the scariest thing you can ask a group of adults is to take a weekend away from their family and off work to spend with a bunch of strange teenagers. Nobody wanted to help me. Nobody. Nobody. And so I had to beg, steal, borrow, bribe friends, colleagues, and people I've met in my life because I wanted successful adults. I didn't want to. I was then executive director of Y. I didn't want to bring in a bunch of Y staff, make it look and feel and smell like a YMCA camp. I wanted to look like a Rotary leadership camp, so I wanted successful adults to these kids. And so I eventually got all the staff, and even though, like Suzanne, I pay you the first year to do it, I'd say, but if the kids don't rate you well, you're not coming back. So over the years, what's happened is these aren't your normal kids that be around. The adults that come and help me, they want to come back. They beg me to come back. And I just tell them, you got to be rated high. If the kids don't like you, you can't inspire them. Okay, thank you. Yeah, come back. I don't want to lose my video. So now I've got a great staff that's tried and tested and true. And some of the staff, I only see 2 weekends a year. It's 2 weekends too many for me, but I bring them back anyway because kids like them and they're good and they really inspire and lead kids. And all of them are about to hang out with. It's all about the kids. And so it's gotten really big. When I first, 11 years ago, we had about 50 kids, 60 kids come a weekend. We had 140 average last year for 2 weekends. So it's gotten huge. Part of that is because Facebook. All of a sudden, we used to give the kids a CD with pictures and a T-shirt. And their first year was, here's everyone's phone number. And then we started getting emails. Here's everyone's email. Well, it's Facebook. It's instant. And we can create groups. And this will be April of last year's group. And only they can get on it. And they stay connected. We talk all year long. My daughter attended this session. She talks to her exchange student from Mexico every week. She's been to Cary Grove 3 times, which I don't like her driving that far, to meet a friend that was in a group from Cary Grove. Because one of those goals of Rotary 11 years ago was to connect kids from different communities who are in leadership capacities, and we're doing it. So that's great. This has been the greatest thing. It really exploded the program from about 100 average to 140 per session. That doesn't sound like an explosion paperwork-wise, but I'm sure it is. So we're doing great things. We're connecting these kids and leaders from other camps. The reason I kept it at Camp Edwards is, well, twofold. One is $117 for all the meals and 3 nights lodging, so pretty good deal. But also Camp Edwards, if you look at one of those goals, it says an atmosphere free from distractions or learning. And at Camp Edwards, A, it's hard to find. It's a long driveway. In March and April, it's an atmosphere free from distraction, I assure you. And they have these 10 stations in the woods, and we bring these kids in a 1-to-8 ratio. So if I hire you, get 8 kids assigned to you, all from different communities, and make sure that no one's buddy up. So make sure that you're meeting new people, so everyone's on the same playing field. And they do these problem-solving stations in the woods, like one's these 8 pegs sticking out of the ground. They're called toxic river. You got 2 2x4s of different lengths. You got to figure out how to get your team from the first peg to the last peg with no touching the ground. There's a truss fall, there's the wall, there's all these things you find in a typical leadership camp or event, and we got it all. So that's great. We also have 2 low ropes courses that kids go through as a group, as part of their team building. So Camp Edwards is perfect. But really, what's really cool we've gotten out of this, what's been the biggest thing is a bunch of Rotaract clubs have started schools. I know 5 that have started this. All these kids coming here and finding out Rotary got them there. And they've gone back inspired to start these Rotaract clubs, or Interact clubs for high school. And it's also really improved the membership of those Interact clubs in the schools. It's huge. But the coolest thing, and this happens a lot, is how many parents and school administrators call me, they think I do it, when after RYLA say, what you do to these kids? Because they come back so fired up and so motivated because the speakers and the staff are truly that good. And I hate to sound overly dramatic, but it's what's written most often on their evaluations, life-changing experience. And that's what's happening. And we're doing it as Rotarians because we're sending them there. And we're making this connection. These kids are forever thankful of Rotary. And we're introducing all these people at schools, the students, the parents to Rotary. And we think, the district governors keep thinking it helps attendance. I can't actually prove that, but they think it. But we certainly educate a lot of people about what we do as Rotarians. And one of the hardest things you'll do if you're like me, I got the one hand I'm always asking you to help the Y, and the other hand I'm always asking you to help Rotary, so people tend to avoid me. But it makes the fundraising so much easier when you go there and see what we do to these kids. I tell this to every Rotary club. My wife's heard me speak a couple times. It makes her so mad. My 2 favorite weekends of the year are the 2 bridal weekends. Absolutely. Because I know in my heart we're making a huge difference. We are changing kids' lives. We are making a big difference. And they're going to have a big mess that they need to be good leaders because some of our peers are messing up this world pretty good. And you know what? I feel really good about the hands we're giving it to. Because when you see these kids, you're like, whew, thank goodness. I've been doing it 10 years. I've not met one kid yet that wasn't a pleasure to me or didn't deserve to be there. It's just an absolute pleasure. And that's really what RYLA is. And I always end by saying, please, come up there. It's Camp Edwards. It's near Alpine Valley, Wisconsin. If you come, as the district governors always feel obligated to come. They come in there and think of how fun could leadership can be. They always stay longer than anticipated. Some come back the next day. They almost always stay the whole day. It's that inspiring. The speakers, I'll challenge you to hear better speakers ever. They're some of the best speakers you'll ever hear. They are emotional. They are amazing. And the staff I got, they're a bunch of crazy nuts who happen to be successful. They love it. So that's right. Hey, yes, sir.
How do you children from the schools select?
Most are 2 ways, really. Some, I'm starting to get them now. Some other clubs say we're sponsoring 8 kids. They'll send me 8 applications. Those kids need up. Some other clubs say we're sponsoring 2. They'll send me 20 applications, and I have to pick them. So on the application, I ask them to write a 500-word essay about the importance of leadership in a free society. And really, I just pick the best writers when I have to pick them, but only a couple clubs do that. So most clubs send them to me. The Elgin clubs get together. They take all the applications, and one club sends 4, one club sends 2. They pick the 6, and they send them to me.
Well, in the past, our old club talked to the people at sometimes they recommend.
Yeah, if you tell the school we're going to sponsor 5 kids, we'll get 5
And they
applications.
know, but if we have the principal who's a member of our club, so, what did you guys know?
And when I was still teaching there at Hersey, one of my AP students I had recommended, and she went to RYLA.
Did she have experience like that?
She had really good
Okay. Yeah, also what's cool is now some schools, the local Rotary clubs aren't sending enough kids in their opinion. Like Glen Ellen, there's 2 high schools in Glen Ellen, Glenbard West and Glenbard South. Glenbard West sends kids out of their school, and the school pays for it. Glenbard South sends kids when their school pays for it. Last year, Lake Park sent 19. 2 years ago they sent 19 kids. Last year they sent 11. West Chicago, I don't know, they sent 5 last year. Leavenworth North, 8 for ones. Wheatmore South and North each sent one. South sent one and North sent 2. Because the clubs didn't send enough, and I was rejecting. They're like, no, these kids have to go. They pay for themselves. So that's pretty cool.
What's the maximum number you can accommodate?
Good question. I think we're getting pretty close to there now. 150. Because that's the biggest room we can use is the dining hall. What we have to do now with 140, we sit down for breakfast. We get up, we put up the tables, we go out, line up, sit down chairs, listen to speakers. We get up, put the chairs away, come back through, put down the tables for lunch. It's just a pain in the butt. Yeah. They don't know when they come that that's what they're going to have to do. So yeah, we just know in advance this is going to be awesome. But 150. So we're getting close.
That's pretty close to Jackson and March group.
No, April's always more full. I don't know why. Interesting, April's always ACT testing. It's still always full. It's mostly sophomores and juniors, and then a few freshmen and seniors. Very few seniors, because by the time April rolls around, they're done with their high school.
How many kids do you have repeat from last year?
Good question. There's always a few. I just tell them, if you want to come back, you got to pay for yourself, and it's better to continue on the road because it's the same thing now that we've got these proven speakers and staff. There's no need to come back. They're just having fun. Yes, sir.
What kind of training does the staff get?
You know, it was for me. I actually had a lady in my Linda Glenella that taught at Northwestern. She taught leadership class. So she came out there one year and evaluated all the staff and gave me some outlines on leading, on group work and leading group. And so I've still got all her training, and I just kind of pay it forward. Most of my staff has been doing it multiple years, but those who are new, I sit down, I just go over the training. Really, Tom, all we really have to do is, like, after a speaker, we sit down and we ask them certain questions like, what did you hear? How did it reinforce what you believe? How did it contradict what you believe? How did you use that information back in your school? How did you use that information in your community? And then she gives some other talking points to engage kids in case we don't have kids that are talking or a dead group. Usually it's the opposite. You get a lively group because of how they're chosen. You get a lot of alpha males and females who want to dominate, and it's how to calm them down so everyone has a word. I've never been asked that before. It's a really good question. Can I show you the video? I just want to show you. Yeah. Let you kind of see. This guy's from Portland, Oregon. I fly him in. He does the Friday night skit. He's a stand-up comedian. He also plays guitar. He's a riot. And his training as a youth minister, but he's just I should probably use a microphone to be able to. I'll point out some things if you don't mind me talking over you. But that's team building stations. These are morning icebreakers. That's Friday night skit on the left. I hired a professional videographer and photographer. Trust fall. I don't know. This is during Friday afternoon. They do 3.5 hours of team building. Yeah, sorry. They learn a lot about their own leadership style, how to use that. There's Rick Metzger. He's not as big as he used to be, but he's still intimidating. There's the small groups. That's impromptu. I'm gonna make them. But you can see, like, one of your fifth thing fun daughter, just for the record. It's hard to explain how close they get to each other and just believe it. But there's a lot of tears when they get back on the bus. I mean, it's also kind of hard for us because we know we're not going to see them. And I tell my staff you can't be friends with them on Facebook because I don't ever get a call from my mom or I get friends with my daughter. So it's kind of goodbye. You never probably won't see them again. And these are great kids. It's horrible that you don't get a chance to see them again. That's the cafeteria where all the speaking is tonight. That's right. You can see they have a very good time. They didn't see this. Yeah, you can see we do a lot of goofy stuff too. You can see it. Probably have to see it and understand. So anyway, that's RYLA. You can see that goofy staff. They have a lot of fun. They learn a lot about themselves. I think I have the best, although I don't get paid, it's a volunteer position. I have the best job in Rotary, hands down. If I can do that every year. I strongly recommend you to come out if you can. You'll absolutely love it. If you're not proud to be a Rotarian now, you will be when you leave that camp. I think certainly at a small level, when the kids come and talk to the club and report on what they did, they talk about what their expectations were going in, and how it changed their life. It really, really makes you feel good about being a Rotarian. So, thanks, John, for meeting.